Dialogue between Buddhism and Other Religions. Question 41 to 50.
Question 41. What does a Buddhist think when observing everything in the universe?
When observing everything in the universe, a theist may think of God as the creator of all things and feel gratitude for the life God has bestowed. In contrast, a Buddhist perceives the essence of life as suffering, as taught in the Four Noble Truths. We see worms or crickets burrowing and scavenging for food, eventually only to die. We witness wild animals tearing each other apart for sustenance and ultimately meeting the same fate. We observe ourselves toiling tirelessly to make a living, only to face death in the end. Occasionally, we may experience moments of joy, but they are just fleeting. Most of the time, we must struggle relentlessly for survival, sometimes even resorting to unethical actions to get by. Once we commit such deeds, karmic retribution will cling to us relentlessly like a shadow, following us from one life to the next, perpetuating the endless cycle of debt and repayment. Perhaps God has given us life, but life also comes with harsh and relentless challenges. Without a path for spiritual cultivation to transcend these trials, life remains filled with suffering. A Buddhist must first recognize that life is inherently full of suffering to have an intense yearning to seek liberation.
Question 42. What does liberation mean?
Liberation is a transcendent, extraordinary, absolute inner state of purity, filled with boundless compassion and infinite wisdom. It is beyond time and space constraints, frees one from the cycle of death and rebirth, samsara, and is devoid of all suffering. In this state, one becomes spiritually profoundly connected with all beings, understands everything in the universe, and loves all beings unconditionally. No one can fully comprehend the state of liberation, referred to as nirvana in Buddhism, except those who have attained complete enlightenment. Any attempt to describe or speak about nirvana is merely based on faith rather than direct experiential realization. That is similar to how one might talk about God, relying on faith alone, as no one can understand the true nature of God. However, if our faith is right, our lives will gradually move towards the light, just as belief in Euclid's postulates has laid the foundation for the development of mathematics and modern science until now. Similarly, if we have faith in the truth of liberation, it can guide us toward a bright spiritual path. Likewise, belief in God can also inspire a beautiful journey for living and serving others. If someone were to propose the idea that the mind of God is the same as the enlightened mind, it would likely spark intense debate. Yet, such an idea could open a new chapter in the history of religions worldwide, indicating that different religions can complement one another. This perspective might pave the way for humanity to unite and build a paradise of happiness here on Earth.
Question 43. Many religions worship God with the same meaning, so why can't they unite into a single religion?
Many religions across Europe, the Americas, the Middle East, and Asia worship God with similar understandings, differing only in the name used to refer to God. However, these religions cannot merge into a single unified religion for several reasons. Each religion uses a distinct name for God, and none are willing to compromise. If they were to merge, the question of what name to use for God would arise, as every religion wants to preserve the name it has cherished for thousands of years. The languages used in prayers and rituals vary across cultures and countries. If a unified religion were formed, which language and ritual would be adopted? Again, no one would be willing to compromise, as every religion wants to retain its own traditional practices. Each religion has its own traditional clothing and ceremonial attire, shaped by the culture of its region. Unifying into one religion would require a standardized dress code, likely facing resistance from all sides, as no one is willing to give up their own traditions. Each religion has its own organizational structure, hierarchy of clergy, hierarchy, architectural styles of places of worship, and unique sets of deities and angels. These differences create significant barriers to unification. None would be willing to give up its established traditions. For example, Hinduism, while worshiping God similarly to other religions, also venerates cows as sacred beings, which is vastly different from other religions and makes unification nearly impossible. Although many religions worship God, their practices for spiritual development differ widely. Some religions emphasize prayer, others rely on mantras or charms, some practice yoga, while others prioritize attracting and retaining followers. This diversity of practices makes unification nearly impossible. Only religious leaders who strongly desire to foster world peace might earnestly consider uniting theological religions. Without such goodwill, the best course of action may be for each religion to continue practicing its traditions peacefully as it has until now.
Question 44. Why do many people oppose religion, reject the idea of God, and advocate for atheism?
Several reasons have contributed to the rise of movements opposing religion, denying God's existence, and advocating for atheism, including: as science progresses, many phenomena can be explained through physical, chemical, biological, and mathematical principles, leading many people to reject traditional explanations and attribute everything to divine intervention. Modern astronomy has vastly expanded our understanding of the universe, far exceeding the simplistic descriptions found in ancient scriptures. The contemporary understanding of the universe as limitless contrasts sharply with the simplistic concept of a dome-like sky covering the Earth. Science stimulates the human intellect, sparking human curiosity and passion for discovery. As people delve deeper into scientific knowledge, they often become engrossed and view religious doctrines as overly simplistic, akin to fairy tales for children. Some religions tend to exploit the reverence and faith of their followers excessively, undermining the moral integrity of clergy. According to ethical principles, the more revered and trusted one is, the more carefully one should act to avoid abusing that trust placed in them. The worship of seemingly ordinary or trivial objects in some religions can lead intellectuals to perceive religion as something suited only for the less educated, diminishing its credibility. The remarkable advancements of modern technology, which resemble the miracles and supernatural capabilities described in religious texts, make many believe that religion is no longer necessary, since science and technology can accomplish similar wonders. People must work hard to achieve a comfortable and prosperous life, and no visible miracles descend from the heavens to provide food or clothing. This harsh reality intensifies skepticism towards religion. The detailed scientific understanding of reproduction, from fertilization and the formation of an embryo to childbirth, challenges the notion that divine beings create humans. Evidently, humans create other humans without any supernatural intervention. These are some of the many reasons people are increasingly skeptical of religion.
Question 45. How can we maintain people's faith in religion and God today?
If religion is a truth that benefits humanity, it should be preserved. If it is not such a truth, there is no need to make efforts to sustain it. This is the crucial question we must answer definitively before dedicating our lives to any religion. If we conclude that religion is not a truth that benefits humanity, we should stop here, with no need for further discussion or debate. However, if we affirm that religion is indeed a truth beneficial to humanity, we shall continue exploring ways to preserve and strengthen people's faith in religion. By reaching this far, we assume that religion is indeed a truth beneficial to humanity, and let us explore solutions to help people sustain their religious faith. Some religions adopt strict measures to compel followers to maintain their faith, including physical punishment, economic sanctions, or social exclusion. These methods aim at instilling fear to prevent followers from abandoning their religion. Some religions focus on supporting the livelihoods of their followers as a way to sustain their loyalty and faith in the religion. Some religions rely on widespread preaching, propagation, and persuasion to strengthen faith, often encouraging followers to believe without the need for reasoning, analysis, or critical thinking. Some religions employ political alliances, leveraging national political authority to institutionalize and enforce religious beliefs through legislation. However, it is uncertain how long these measures will remain effective as science and technology advance rapidly. Discoveries about the physical universe increasingly captivate human attention, potentially leading humans to become indifferent and oblivious to their religious faith. To preserve people's faith in religion, we must upgrade the theological reasoning of religious doctrines and demonstrate that religious teachings remain timeless truths that bring profound benefits to humanity, no matter how advanced science and technology become. This is the most effective and sustainable approach to preserving religious faith in the modern world.
Question 46. How can we upgrade the theological reasoning of religious doctrine to be recognized as a truth beneficial to all?
This requires profound expertise in both spiritual practice and religious reasoning. Without deep and authentic spiritual cultivation, one cannot develop a sharp and expansive perspective on religious doctrine. Only those who genuinely dedicate themselves to spiritual practice can upgrade theological reasoning to a universal level that cannot be dismissed by science and technology. No matter how advanced science and technology become, humans always need morality to avoid causing suffering to one another. Humans need inner peace to endure life's adversities. They also need the wisdom to prevent being surpassed and dominated by artificial intelligence or robots. More importantly, they always need a spiritual path to ascend beyond humankind's limitations, moving from the current ordinary existence to the transcendent one of a saint. These needs can only be fulfilled by an authentic, sublime, and perfect religion. Science does not teach morality, but religion can do so in a deep, meticulous, and practical way. Science does not teach how to gain inner peace, but religion can guide individuals to cultivate it through logical, specialized, and effective methods. Science does not teach how to attain extraordinary wisdom, but religion offers methods of practice for individuals to achieve it. Science does not offer a path to elevate humans from ordinary to extraordinary beings, but religion does. No matter how advanced science becomes, humans still face suffering, aging, sickness, and death, as well as the endless cycle of death and rebirth. Yet religion offers a way to free sentient beings from this persistent suffering.
Question 47. What criteria should religion use to teach morality effectively?
Religions often build faith in God or divine beings, encouraging people to believe that all their actions are constantly observed, judged, and either rewarded or punished by these divine beings. Clergy, monastics must explain the role of the divine as enforcers of moral justice, rewarding good and punishing evil, rather than as entities that merely fulfill selfish human prayers. Divine beings are portrayed as perceiving humans' innermost intentions and motives, discerning whether they are selfish or selfless, genuine or contrived, ambitious or noble. When clergy, monastics analyze subtle judgments of divine beings in such detail, they can motivate followers to elevate their morality to a higher level. Buddhism incorporates both the law of cause and effect, the law of karma, and the belief in the observation of celestial beings, making it particularly effective in encouraging ethical behavior. Additionally, Buddhist meditation requires rigorous moral discipline. Without a pure and virtuous mind, a practitioner cannot achieve high states of meditative concentration. With a specific understanding of the law of cause and effect, the law of karma, Buddhist followers are encouraged to act as their own judges, foreseeing the consequences of their deeds before taking any action that impacts other sentient beings. For example, those who cause suffering to others will inevitably face misfortune in the future. Those who bring joy to others will reap success and happiness later. Those who generously share valuable knowledge will become skilled and intelligent. Those who selfishly withhold knowledge will gradually lose their intellect. Those who courageously protect the vulnerable will gain great strength and influence. Those who cowardly abandon the oppressed will lose their inner spiritual power over time. There are countless examples of the perfectly fair law of karma, which requires people to contemplate and choose the right thoughts, words, and actions for themselves.
The Buddha taught that a person of morality is also wise, as only the wise can recognize their own faults and correct them to perfect their virtue.
Question 48. How can one practice to achieve inner peace?
The human brain is inherently programmed to think continuously, making thinking a deeply ingrained instinct. However, this unceasing stream of thoughts creates an environment for various emotions, feelings, and mental disturbances to thrive. Even if one wishes to stop thinking, it is not easy because the brain's instinct to think is extremely powerful. Achieving mental stillness in meditation is exceptionally challenging, and one must recognize this up front to avoid the illusion that progress will come easily and quickly. To achieve high concentration and inner peace in meditation, one must first understand many aspects, such as issues related to the mind, the workings of karma, virtue and moral discipline, the physiological mechanisms of the body, the cause and effect workings of the mind, essential contemplations, supporting techniques to weaken distracting thoughts, the stages of meditation, the levels of mindfulness and awareness, possible hallucinations and misconceptions that may arise with progress, among many other factors. Therefore, when embarking on the path to inner peace, we must be prepared to dedicate our whole lives to this journey. It requires effort, practice, exploration, self-discipline, persistence, endurance, and more. Most importantly, one must find the correct path, because following the wrong one will lead to failure, a lack of results, or even severe harm to the brain, which is extremely dangerous. It is essential to have an excellently skilled guide, someone who speaks eloquently may not necessarily teach correctly, to help grasp the intricate system of meditative techniques. Meditation is the path to eradicating the ego, elevating humans from the ordinary to the enlightened, and drawing closer to God, if we understand God as absolute enlightenment. The final section of this book will delve into the specific instructions on meditation practice.
Question 49. Buddhism often mentions rebirth and reincarnation. Can you explain this further?
Evidence of reincarnation has been found in various parts of the world. Many individuals can recall their past lives and recount their detailed experiences, which have been investigated and confirmed as authentic. Just as Isaac Newton revolutionized physics and astronomy after observing a single falling apple, the countless verified cases of reincarnation worldwide suggest a profound phenomenon worthy of scientific exploration. However, no prominent scientist has yet publicly acknowledged reincarnation as a fact to initiate a new chapter for human civilization. Rebirth and reincarnation are not merely religious dogmas, but a genuine scientific phenomenon that warrants deeper study. Before the Buddha, various Indian schools of thought and traditions had mentioned reincarnation and the cycle of death and rebirth, samsara, though their understanding was unclear and imprecise. It was not until the Buddha attained enlightenment, recalling countless past lives of his own and witnessing the endless cycles of rebirth of all beings, that reincarnation became a central and clearly defined teaching in Buddhism. Even Jesus Christ acknowledged rebirth in a discourse with Nicodemus. However, when Emperor Constantine established the Roman Catholic Church, the concept of reincarnation was rejected, likely due to a lack of understanding at the time. Instead of exploring it further, people denied it outright, and thus a profound truth was sadly overlooked. According to Buddhism, there are 6 realms of existence within the universe where sentient beings are reborn depending on their karma, including the realm of heavens. There are numerous heavens, each corresponding with the virtue and blessing of celestial beings residing there. The realm of demigods is the abode of those who contributed significantly to society but lacked deep cultivation of selflessness. The realm of humans is the physical world where we reside. There are also many human-like worlds scattered throughout the universe on planets that support life. The animals realm is the physical realm shared with humans. Animals possess less developed brains and live predominantly by instinct. After death, their spirits often linger in animal form for a long time. The realm of hungry ghosts is reserved for the souls of humans and animals who, after death, cannot find a place for rebirth. They wander aimlessly near the human realm, tormented by feelings of hunger and thirst for hundreds of years. The realm of hell is reserved for souls burdened by extreme sin, malice, stubbornness, and refusal to repent. These souls endure endless suffering in this realm. Depending on their accumulated merit and karma, sentient beings are reborn into one of these 6 realms. If a being is reborn in non-physical realms, such as the heavens, the demigods realm, the realm of hungry ghosts, or hell, they do not undergo a physical birth from a mother's womb. Instead, the soul leaves its previous body and transforms directly into a form appropriate for its new realm. For instance, souls ascending to heavenly realms become radiant, larger, and more beautiful as they rise. In contrast, souls descending to the realm of hungry ghosts grow darker, uglier, and more grotesque and wander in search of sustenance. Only beings reborn into the physical realms of humans and animals enter a mother's womb and are born biologically. They forget all memories of their past lives and start entirely anew.
Question 50. What is the role of God in the process of rebirth?
We should not assume that God directly intervenes in every case of rebirth among the countless trillions of beings being reborn every moment. The process of rebirth is governed by the automatic law of cause and effect, the law of karma. Every sentient being creates their own good or bad karma throughout their life, and the law of karma functions impartially to direct them to the next realm of existence corresponding to their karma. If we were to ask about God's role in rebirth, the answer would be that God represents fairness in the process. Rebirth and reincarnation are natural phenomenon of the universe, with the law of karma serving as the mechanism driving them, and God represents the clarity and justice inherent in this law. One speaker once mocked theology, saying, "There is a God who loves us dearly, yet, if we make a mistake, he'll cast us into eternal hell without hope of escape." Not punishing the wicked would be unfair, but punishing them harshly is labeled cruel. How can a loving God condemn someone to eternal damnation for a minor mistake? Wouldn't it seem excessively harsh? Therefore, we should avoid attributing God's role to managing reincarnation and rebirth. It is best to let the fair and impartial law of cause and effect govern this process.